Hello, it is Thursday, the 11th of December 2025. My name is Katie, and this is your simple, straightforward breakdown of yesterday's Prime Minister's questions. We start with Sarah Olney of the Liberal Democrats. She raised the plight of two Egyptian journalists in her constituency. They fled persecution, gained refugee status in 2021, and are now close to indefinite leave to remain. She warned that government policy changes threaten their stability and family life. The Prime Minister Keir Starmer replied that Britain remains a compassionate country committed to its obligations under international conventions, but gave no detail on transitional support. Rachel Maskell, Labour MP, pressed the Prime Minister on child poverty in the first 1001 days of life. She described the consequences, such as malnourished babies, developmental delays, hypothermia, and poor life outcomes. Starmer said babies born today will have a better start thanks to Labour decisions. He pointed to funding for healthy baby services in 75 deprived areas, savings of up to £500 a year on infant formula, and a review of maternity services. He called tackling child poverty a moral mission. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch accused the Prime Minister of being a caretaker, claiming Labour MPs are distracted by leadership manoeuvres. She pressed him on energy bills, teacher recruitment and police numbers. On energy bills, Badenoch said Labour had promised to cut bills by £300, but instead bills have risen by £187 since the election. Starmer countered that the government is taking £150 off energy bills on top of £150 last year for the 3 million poorest families, now extended to 6 million households. On teacher numbers, Badenoch claimed there are now 400 fewer teachers since Labour's Education Secretary took office. Starmer insisted there are more teachers than when the Conservatives left office and said numbers are on an upward trajectory. On policing, Badenoch said there are 1,300 fewer officers than at the election, but Starmer replied that there will be 3,000 more officers by the end of March, and accused the Conservatives of leaving the Home Office and criminal justice system utterly broken. The exchanges grew heated, with Badenoch accusing the Prime Minister of not knowing the facts, and Starmer mocking her ties to Liz Truss and Reform UK. Andrew Cooper, Labour MP, highlighted families in mid-Cheshire left with unadopted roads and sewers after developers walked away. He said 4,700 households, more than 12% of properties in his constituency, face uncertainty over maintenance and costs. Starmer acknowledged the problem, noting 1.7 million homeowners nationwide face similar issues. He confirmed consultations on reforms to reduce private management and protect homeowners. Ed Davey, the Liberal Democrat leader, condemned President Trump's new national security strategy, calling it alarming and far-right. He pressed Starmer to make clear that interference in UK democracy is unacceptable. Starmer praised European unity on Ukraine and democratic values, but did not directly confront Trump. Davey pushed further, arguing Britain must strengthen ties with Europe through a customs union. Starmer rejected rejoining the customs union or single market, citing Labour's manifesto commitments and recent trade deals with the US and India that safeguard jobs in automotive and pharmaceuticals. Stojan Joseph of Labour urged the BMA to cancel planned strikes, praising NHS staff who kept services running during recent action. Starmer said waiting lists are falling, with over 5 million extra appointments delivered, more patients seen within 18 weeks, and 2,600 new GPs hired. He called the strikes unjustified. Liz Saville-Roberts of Plaid Cymru argued Wales has been hardest hit by Brexit, with exports down by a third, and urged rejoining the customs union and a single market. Again, Starmer rejected the idea, pointing to trade deals that he said safeguard jobs and industries. Josh Dean of Labour spoke personally about being helped by a youth worker when he dropped out of school. He urged the Prime Minister to put youth workers at the heart of the National Youth Strategy. Starmer announced £500 million for youth services, 50 Young Futures hubs, and 50,000 apprenticeships. Jim Dixon from Labour attacked reform in Kent for cutting services despite extra funding, mocking its Doge unit. Starmer condemned reform's record, citing chaos and offensive remarks from its candidates, including racist comments and links to white supremacists. Vera Hobhouse from the Lib Dems criticised delays to a new special school in Bath, with funding frozen for 18 months. Starmer promised updates and highlighted send reforms and family hubs. Chris Murray from Labour raised union-busting allegations at Rockstar Games in Edinburgh, where 31 employees were dismissed without representation. Starmer called the case deeply concerning and reaffirmed workers' rights to union membership. Blake Stevenson from the Conservatives attacked Labour's digital ID plans as intrusive, and Starmer defended digital ID as beneficial and key to border control. Sarah Ball from the Conservatives criticised rising welfare costs and farm taxes. Starmer hit back, saying welfare ballooned under the Conservatives, rising by £33 billion, leaving a £22 billion black hole, later revised upward by the OBR. Carl Turner from Labour questioned jury trial reforms and why no sunset clause was included. Starmer cited warnings of total collapse in the justice system without reform, but assured juries remain central for serious cases. Those were the highlights from yesterday's Prime Minister's questions. Let me know what you think and leave me a like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I will see you tomorrow for the latest news headlines.